All right, so Chief Leitner, good to see everybody. So what we're doing, we're talking about burns today. And so what we're going to discuss is, obviously, first thing, we're going to make sure scene is safe. That's always number one. Number two, we're going to have BSI. And then during the pandemic, I'd actually have a mask on. He'd have a mask on. Everybody'd have a mask on, including the cameraman would have a mask on. And so what we'll do is we're going to just kind of talk about treating burns. Now, obviously, if you look at his arm, we've got some pretty bad burns here. We've got from first, second, all the way into third degree. And so we've developed into the muscle. So this is something we're going to do. The first thing we want to do, if this was a chemical burn, we'd want to take a brush it off. If it was some type of liquid burn that had caused it, we want to rinse it off. And the main thing we want to do is we need to cool it off. And so there's different ways we could cool it off. Number one, we could use a towel. We could rinse a towel, preferably with clean water, and we could lay it on top of it, okay? And that would cool it off. We may have to change that out, you know. And then also we can use, if we just had some regular distilled water, we could pour on it, okay? And then also, if you're like responding from like a medic truck or something like that, or EMS truck, you'd have some saline to put on it.
Your screen just went black.
It's okay. And then we could cool it off. And so that makes sure. Then the next thing we do after we get it good and cooled off is we're going to take a dressing here, a trauma dressing. Also has some burn sheets as well. Make sure it's clean, obviously, and it's going to be dry. And what we'd do is we'd actually lay it on top of it after we've cooled it off and did it. Now, if we're going to have to move him around a lot or anything like that, we could use some clean, and we could wrap it good and round, but we don't have to. We can leave it just like it is. Take him to the hospital, and then of course, hopefully, keeping it good and cool. It will probably stick a little bit, but that's something they're going to have to kind of deal with once we get to the hospital. But that's really all we can do for it on the scene. Now, one thing we do not want to do, we don't want to put anything on it other than water. We're not going to use butter or mayonnaise or anything else that somebody told you on the internet to do on this burn other than cool water to cool it off. Now, we can run it under the faucet. Like I said, we want to use as sterile as we possibly can. So that's how we deal with burns. If you look, then once he's healed, that's what it looks like now. So we healed him, but we definitely want to remember to always take precautions, making sure he's probably going to be in a decent amount of pain depending on how severe the burn is. So anyway, that's burn dressing 101. Hope you enjoyed it.